Hi, my name's Brent. I'm a junior here at UConn. I'm also an undergraduate fellow at the UCHI. I'm a history, stats, and GIS minor, and primarily my areas of focus in history are French history and student movements of the 1960s. What started in the month of May as a workers' riot and some student demonstrations soon turned into a full-on statewide strike in the confines of France, with estimates as high as 10 million people abandoning their posts, whether that's in school or at work or wherever they may be, taking to the streets basically to riot and protest the government of de Gaulle and anything else that they saw unfit in French society. My research places the immigrants as almost an at-home reminder of what the students are protesting about the third world and about anti-colonialism. It's often commonly believed that 1968 was really just like a brief moment. It erupted out of nothing and it caused nothing. And that was the literature really until the turn of the century. And my research kind of dispels that myth. What caused me to land on 1968 specifically is I've always been interested in 1960s movements throughout the world. My father was a hippie, followed the Grateful Dead around, so I was in tie-dye my entire life, knew about 1960s music and especially what was happening here in America. What got me specifically interested in immigrant workers and the third world and anti-colonial aspect of it is it's really on the forefront of what we see from 1968 historical research coming out right now. And I think it's just so interesting to be reading stuff that is so concurrent and stuff that is still developing and being able to be a part of that. The Humanities Institute is one of the first research-focused groups I've been a part of. It's my first really deep dive into what is like an internship or an independent study here at UConn. The one member here who I spent a lot of time with is Dr. Zheng. She's my research advisor. She's also a scholar of French history, so it made perfect sense when I needed a project advisor to ask her. I think the main finding that my paper will hope to demonstrate, and I hope that you guys will take away, is that the global aspect of 1968, of what happened in France, was very important to what happened at home for these students and intellectuals and these people that were striking. I feel like people often want to separate the movements and people also want to look outward, but I think it's important that when you look outward and when you separate these movements, to look at how they are connected to each other, how outward movement is able to come back in and be applied to what was happening at home for these students, and how it positively benefited these groups of people that were often underrepresented, under-researched, and under-talked about until very recently.